Jenny's World, keeping it fresh, keeping it real, and definitely keeping it middle-aged. Now don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel, Jenny's World. Also take some time and look at my website, some great stuff on there. Now all the details are down below in the description box. Now today there's going to be a short video just to talk about my upcoming autobiography, which is going to be released on the 1st of June. Now I've been working on this for a number of years, a very long time, had its ups, had its downs. Over the last few months I've been working really hard to get it finalised, get all of that work done, and I'm at the point now where I can publicly say, yay, my book is coming. Now I will tell you the book, and I will also show you, hopefully it works on this, what my book cover looks like. And the name of my book is Life, How Not to Live It. As I said, it's an autobiography, and it just depicts my young life growing up as a teenager of a large black family, bringing up a child of my own, ups and downs of relationships, and just generally lows, moving to highs, and then just lots of lows. I really don't want to spoil it all for you, so let me turn this around so that you can see. Hopefully this will work. Oh, let me get in there. I'm not sure if that's looking well, but there you go. That's the cover. As I said, the title is Life, How Not to Live It. It's going to be released on the 1st of June. You can purchase it from my website, jennysworld.co.uk. But as I said, it's an autobiography just about me and how I dealt with things. Don't want to spoil it for anybody. So please take some time, have a look at the website. You might see some little teasers of the book if you look on my Twitter and Instagram as well. I've taken a few lines here and there from the book just to kind of get people interested. So follow my Twitter, follow my Instagram, get some more insights, and then wait for this to come out. As I said, it's out ready to purchase on the 1st of June. So make sure that you take some time to watch it. Now, as I said, it was going to be a short, quick promotional video for my book. And I think I've done it long enough. So I am going to pause on that and then just give you a recap from my view of what's going on in the world, Jenny's view. So we're doing everything now. So we're all homeschooling, we're all trying to work from home where we can, we're trying to maintain that social distancing. But when Boris Johnson changed those rules that allow us to go out as often as we want and to see one other person outside of our household, well, things just seem to go a bit crazy. It's as though, and what else? And the weather was so nice every weekend, and I'm sure you have all seen those videos on the beaches where they're absolutely jam-packed. You saw Southend, you saw Margate, I think you saw another beach, might have been Brighton, but they're absolutely packed, and there's no way that social distancing was being adhered to. And we all know what it's like. Bit of sun comes out, everybody's out in their bikinis, their shorts, out wherever they can, getting that tan. And you know, at the end of the day, it didn't look like the police were enforcing anything. I'm not sure that they could. But we take away from those big headlines of the beaches and packed beaches with all those people, what is your normal week looking like? I know I tend to go out once or twice a week, try and take the girls out on their bike, give the dog a walk. And we also try and go to the supermarket at least once a week. Where we can we just go up to local Sainsbury's or Lidl, which are quite close to us. And when we go in there, it's really strange. I remember months ago, you know, everybody was keeping as far away from you as they can. You queue outside, you're 2 metres, you get inside, nobody wants to be near you. Now, you're still queuing outside, relatively speaking, with the 2 metres. Some people just don't observe it. Others do. Now, and I noticed that a lot of older people really don't like standing 2 metres away from you. They sometimes get as close as they can, and you have to look back and move them forward a bit more to avoid them. But once you get past that queue and you get into the shop, people are not wearing their masks, not wearing their gloves. Put my hands up. I wear my mask when I go into the really big stores, and I try and wear it as often as I can when I'm in the supermarkets. But just the other day, it's like people just walking around as normal. They were just reaching over, stretching. You saw some people like myself try and observe that 2 metre rule, but other than when you're queuing, people are just acting as normal. The other thing I've noticed is that there's more cars on the road. Oh, I've got to tell you this before I forget. Now, obviously, all the restaurants were closed. You had a few which were doing takeaway delivery only. But the big ones like your KFC and McDonald's, all of those kind of like Nando's, they just closed down. Now, the other week, KFC by me reopened. On the first day it reopened, there was a massive queue. And I'm just like, people cannot be that desperate for some fried chicken. And the queue just went on and people still joined the queue. And every day you kind of like just hear cars. I know when I've gone out, and I've not been going out every day, but when I have gone out, you still see this queue. And it's like, I've also seen, I think it was on one of the Instagrams or someone posted a video of it looked like a mile-long queue to McDonald's. And it's like people are just going crazy. They obviously had enough of their home cooking. They just want to get out and eat some food that is not cooked by them. So I think KFC, McDonald's and anything else that's going to be open are going to be doing a roaring trade, because people clearly do not want their own home cooking anymore. Also, so I've said that, you know, in terms of lots more cars out on the street, there's a lot more people out on the street. I think where I live, quite lucky, people do tend to kind of like give you that wide berth and won't walk close to you. I know I either go to the left or to the right, and people do the same, and they say thank you when you've done it, or they stop and pause. There's definitely more kids out on their bikes, which is good to see, on their scooters. So I think people are generally getting out and about a bit more, but I still think for where we are, we're definitely in still in that real lockdown. We're not going out very often. And on the Thursday, 8 o'clock, we have a lady across the road. She gets her saucepan and a great big rolling pin, whatever it is, and she starts ringing that bell. We all get out on our doorsteps and start clapping for NHS, and you can hear it. You can hear cars beeping as they're going by, and for that full minute and a half, people are out there clapping, and then she sounds off and ringing her pots and pans again, and we all go back into our house. And that's a really nice thing to do, to thank the NHS, who are putting their lives at risk to care for people who have COVID-19. Now, homeschooling, I mentioned that one. The kids have been working via link on the website. They go in, get their homework, do it, and then upload it. Aaliyah, the 6-year-old, she is not liking that very much. You can just hear Cheryl, my daughter, trying to get her to do it. It's like, no, don't want to do it, don't care what the teacher says. And Alishana, she just gets on with it, completes it as quickly as she can, so she can go back to playing her working on a laptop, playing games, Roblox, whatever it is they do, but she just gets it out of the way, and the really young one does not like it. But I suppose it's to be expected, but I think they are coping well with being at home. I think they're enjoying it and not having to go to school. Obviously, 1st of June is when most schools were, if you have reception, year 1 and I think year 6 will be going back. Cheryl's made that decision that the girls will not be going back, or rather Leah won't be going back, who's in year 1. And we're holding off until September. And I know there's lots of parents out there who feel the same, who don't really think that the schools have had enough time to really prepare for social distancing. And I still question how, you know, 6 and 5-year-olds can actually do social distancing. All they want to do when they see their friends who they haven't seen for months is run and hug and touch and all of that, and they're forever touching, walking over. So I don't really see how that's going to work, but as long as we're not being fined, as it's now been confirmed, we will not be fined if you do not take your kids into school. But I think there's a lot of councils out there who, from what's been reported in the news, who aren't willing to open schools. They don't feel ready for it. I know there's going to be some parents who can't wait to get their kids back into school. They've had enough of the homeschooling, being indoors 24/7. But again, it's the safety aspect. So I think it's going to be interesting on the 1st of June just to see what comes out on the news and how many people have actually gone out and taken their kids to school and what that environment looks like. I still worry what it will look like back in September, because again, you're going to have all the years having to go back. And how do you do that? Is it going to be some go to school part-time, do the other schoolwork at home? You know, I don't see how they can stagger it. It's going to be crazy. If you've got more than one child, you're going to have to take them at different times. It's going to be interesting. Obviously, public transport, for those who, as the offices, companies reopen, they start to allow their workers to go back to work. How do you manage that dilemma of, you know, do you have to get a bus, a train or tube? But we all know pre-COVID, You can never get a seat on the bus, you can never get a seat on the train, you can never get a seat on the tube unless you were the first station for all of those stops. So how will that really work? I mean, great at the moment. Yeah, when I go on the bus, there's no more than like 10 people on there, and I think that's even sky high. So if we went on yesterday, and there was probably 4 people. It's me and Aaliyah downstairs, and a couple of people upstairs. We're all spread out. But when people really start going back to work, how is that public transport going to work? I'm quite lucky. I've been able to continue working as normal from home. My company is not looking to force anyone to go back, so I keep having conversations with my manager and people who report into me, and it's, the conversations are all the same. Nobody's keen, nobody's willing, nobody wants to, and as we're all being productive, we're going to continue on like this. And I think that working from home is going to become more of the norm. COVID-19, as I said, is still out there, and it's going to take time for people to feel confident to travel back out wherever they used to work, especially those who work in the city of London, where it's just so busy. You just have thousands and thousands of people crammed on trains, tubes and buses. Even when you're walking, the roads are busy. So it's going to take some time, so we've got to see how these things evolve over the coming months, but I think it's interesting. Now, over the weekend, yes, we're still on the weekend, but over the weekend, the girls did some baking with me. It's quite interesting. We started off with the old jelly, nice and simple, and Aaliyah did not want to share that with her sister. Practically had to force her to give her some. And then the older one, Alishani, she made a unicorn cake, so that was quite interesting, strawberry flavoured, and then lots of icing, different colours. And then that was on the Friday. Then on the Saturday, Aaliyah made her cake. She wanted to make a rainbow cake, so that was lots of fun there. So a nice plain sponge cake to start off with, and a blue sponge and a green sponge, and then the buttercream going in between there. She's having great fun doing that. And then the icing, which she turned that into a lovely black icing with lots of sprinkles on there. If the cakes were close enough, I would pass and show you them. But they looked amazing, absolutely amazing. I'm going to pause right here. Yes, and as I was saying, here is the lovely unicorn cake made by my 9-year-old Alishani, practicing very hard over on the Friday doing this on my day off out in the kitchen making cakes. That was the first one. And then we had Aaliyah. She did her rainbow cake. You can't see the rainbow cake yet, but if you can see that, there's a free sponge level with buttercream in the middle, black icing. It looks really good. I hope I'm capturing the true amount of this. And then the decorations just to go there. That was a 6-year-old. So I think today they're going to be doing anything at all to cut this cake and eat it. So hopefully I'll be able to get a slice and have a taste and see just how great they were. But they've been really, especially Liz, she's really been enjoying getting involved in cooking. She always did it anyway, but now more so. It's like, I want to help, I want to help. And she's always out there, whatever we're doing. So we're going to start practicing even more for them to do cakes, get them to start making some meals. She's not so bad on the old lasagna either. What's with that? So generally speaking, they've been having a really good time. Overall, being pretty good as kids can do. Aaliyah had a bike and she had her training wheels on for the longest time. They came off a couple of weeks ago. You would never know that she's not been able to ride a bike without the wheels. She's always up in the garden, riding around outside, and she loves being outside. We're trying to get her older sister, Shani, out away from her laptop and her games. It's like pulling teeth. So they've really been enjoying the weather, which has been great. It's a bit cloudy today, but I'm sure it's still warm outside, and they'll be doing further of that. So as I started off talking about my promotional book, doing a promotion for my autobiography coming out on the 1st of June, Life, How Not to Live It. You can purchase that from Jenny's World. As I said at the start, all my details are in the information box. So it's been a good period of time. I know I've had a break for about 2 weeks, not posting the videos. So hopefully you'll come back and watch and see this one, just about life in general, how things are going, and also so you can look and hear about my book, Life, How Not to Live It. Out on the 1st of June, visit my website, jennysworld.co.uk for further details. follow me on Instagram and Twitter, where I've been doing little teasers with a few lines here or there about it. I'll be posting this video today, so you can also watch it and hear me talk even more about it. And I'm going to continue just to do some teasers on Twitter and Instagram up until the 1st. I'm going to try, if I can, to do another video to mark the release of the book. It's an ebook, so unfortunately I can't actually show you a printed copy. Depending on how those sales go, maybe I'll get one printed and have it there, depending on what demand's like. But again, as I said, it's out on the 1st of June. Life, How Not to Live It, autobiography. Hopefully you'll find it interesting. Definitely want to hear your comments, your feedback. Maybe look to do a few giveaways if I get some decent feedback and some decent sales. So what else can I say? I hope you've enjoyed this video. Hope you've had fun and been keeping safe and just enjoying the weather. And stay tuned, I will be back at some point to promote that book just before it goes on general release. Don't forget, Life, How Not to Live It, out on the 1st of June. Purchase it from jennysworld.co.uk. Now, don't forget, keeping it fresh, keeping it real, and definitely keeping it middle-aged over here.